Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to, again, I was about to say the episode, but our sixth album review, doing King's Disease 2, produced by Hit Boy, Nas's the second collab album together. Um, let me put that little ticker on.
Oh
You guys
yeah,
ready for this one?
yeah. No, we definitely ready for that one.
Yeah, first one, just in case if people never heard the first one, came out last year around the same time in August, won Nas his first Grammy, and then
Surprisingly.
barely, yeah, I mean, not, I guess, but
Yeah, just for it to
then
be
I
his
mean,
first Grammy, that's kind of crazy to think.
yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, they don't really show hip hop too much love, especially during the time of Nas's, the
Oh
Illmatics
yeah,
and things like that.
I mean they still
But
don't,
we
but
all
yeah, no
know,
doubt.
yeah, we all know Illmatic as that's like one of hip hop's greatest albums ever. So that's more than a Grammy, you know what I mean? Let me put this light on. But yeah, before we get into that, man, I want to say happy birthday to that man Nipsey Hussle, man. I know, Donna, you got that, yeah. Shout out Nipsey, man.
Rest in peace.
Nip. Nah, yeah, Nip
Yeah,
could have
rest in
been
peace,
36
man.
today, if it wasn't for that fatal shooting. But yeah, nah, everybody been posting Nip today. I mean, it's a good thing. I mean, Nip played a role in everybody's kind of lives, like they was playing his music. So,
Yeah, man.
Especially like like
yeah,
our age on the West Coast, you know what I mean? And after this review, go check out our Victory Lap review. That's probably one of our, in my opinion, that's might be my favorite review that we did so far. So yeah, go check out that one, and
Yeah,
we'll
man.
get straight into the
Hold
King
on, hold on.
Disease review.
Before we get into it, man, you guys say happy
Yeah.
birthday to Chief Keef too, man.
Oh yeah.
Chief Keef,
We
yeah,
got
Shout
the
out, shout
birthday
out Chief
shout
Keef
out,
too,
man.
man. You gotta,
yeah,
yeah,
birthday Chief Keef, yeah.
yeah, that
Man,
man.
you can't just
Hey, that
leave
man,
him
bro. He's only 26. That's crazy when you think about it.
Dang, he was popping at
16.
Like,
Yeah.
when was Finally Rich came out.
He was like
Dang,
16,
well,
17.
I mean,
Finally
Don't
Rich.
Like in general came out what 2012,
Yeah,
2011.
So what? He was like, what was he? 18? I don't
he was
know.
like 16.
Nah, bro, he was like
16?
16. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy though. It was like he was dang near our age then, pretty much almost.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Not that much older.
yeah,
Nah, it's just crazy because it's like when he was popping, he did it so young. That's
It's
why.
about to be a
just,
decade. Next year will be a decade that he's been, pretty much relevant.
Dang, it
yeah,
just tell you time flies, and I didn't know how
right.
young he was. Pretty much,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's
I
like
forgot
legit,
how
like
young he
super young.
was.
It's crazy. But yeah, we get straight into this album. Anything you got to say before we jump into it?
Uh,
Don't forget about our giveaway. Check out our pinned tweet on Twitter.
Yes,
yeah,
go check that
Got
out.
till the
That's like
26th of August.
the
yeah. No, the
26th.
giveaway.
Isn't isn't the 30th?
The 30th,
Is it
30th, right?
30th?
Yeah,
Is it not the
yeah, it's
26th?
30th. Yeah, the
26
30th.
is a Thursday.
Yeah.
30th. Monday.
Oh, man.
Monday.
Yeah, what the fuck?
They
Bro,
got the
losing track of
days
time.
rest.
I got my days wrong, man. I thought it was the
Yeah.
26th this
Nah,
whole
it'll
time.
be the 23rd Monday, and then it'll be 30th on the Monday. So it'll be the end of the month on 30th. That'll be great. I see a lot of people on the list. I was checking the list this
Oh,
morning.
yeah, it's the 30th.
Yeah, I saw there's quite few. There's probably more than 10 on the list. That's good. There's a lot more people. So the more people, the better. You might get a chance to win something free, pair of shoes, CD, Spotify, So hopefully
all
whoever
all that
wins
good stuff.
will
Save you
definitely
$10.
enjoy it. Save you $10, save you shoes too. I mean, you got a whole
Yeah,
lot
give you a
going
new
on
pair
in
of shoes.
there.
Like, man, come on.
Yeah, the
Well,
whole
I mean,
you're a
hopefully they're
Kanye
not.
fan, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not your
Whoever
size,
was
but
a big
shoot.
Kanye fan, then they're gonna appreciate it.
All right.
But
Nah,
you still got time to enter. You still got time to share it. So
plenty
there's
of time.
plenty. Got like 2 weeks.
Yeah, plenty of time, and we'll keep. Of course, every day we're gonna be sharing that post. So, I know the number for sure gonna grow. I know subscribers went up as well. Twitter followers
Yeah.
went
We
up as
almost at
well.
100.
So
We almost at 100.
yeah,
So appreciate
so
everybody
that's dope.
subscribing and doing their part. So
Just gotta stay
yeah.
consistent with it, man.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, I mean, we haven't done a review since J. Cole's the off season. So it's been a
Yeah.
when I came into the intro, like to introduce this album, I totally forgot what to say. I'm like, damn, because I'm like so used to the episodes. I'm like, what are we doing album reviews again? Like, you know, I'm like, yeah, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah,
but this
that was the
like
last one.
yeah, just to get into the review, it's like we kind of only do more of the reviews that are like good albums that people should listen to, not just any type of album review. Like we could do any one if we wanted to, but
I mean,
I
personally,
mean,
I want to do a lot more album reviews
yeah,
because there's so many albums. You know, what I mean, especially this year that came out. Like, still want to do Tyler's. You know, a
yeah,
few
just
other
the
people
greater
like.
project, just the ones
Uh,
that are like anticipated, like people actually listen
yeah, I
to.
mean, but
Like I
not
ain't
even
just
that too. Not even that too. I mean, because to me, like
You gotta
Lloyd
give
Banks is
love
one
to
of the
ones
best
that.
albums. You know what I mean? And that's you know what I mean. That wasn't like super anticipated, but to me, that's one of the best albums of the year.
Yeah, you gotta show
true.
love to the ones that ain't getting, all
Yeah,
the
exactly.
mainstream media attention.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. When the time's right, hopefully we can do as much as more
Because you know
this year.
we gotta be different, man. Because you got same people like us talking about that shit, but they ain't showing love to the
To
the
the
Lloyd Banks
younger
of the
artists,
world, and that's why
yeah,
we here to show love to all hip hop, not just certain hip hop, not just
Exactly.
certain rap. Like we showing love to what deserves to be shown love.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Facts.
how they had to
Yeah.
clarify. They
Yeah.
had to
And we're gonna
clarify.
try to
We
do
doing it all above.
yeah, and we're gonna try to do more reviews. Probably Sunday is probably gonna be our day for right now.
Yeah,
So
Sundays is
probably in the
cool.
next
Hey
couple of
man, it
weeks,
might
we'll probably
change
end up
though,
doing.
bro. You
It
got
I
might
mean,
football
change.
season around the corner, man.
Oh,
yeah,
I forgot.
yeah, true. But I
You
mean,
might have to
Yeah,
pick
true.
Saturdays or something. I can miss out on college football, but
okay. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, we'll try to
Yeah,
we'll try to figure it out.
we'll work
discuss
something.
that.
Man. We'll work
Might
something.
have to sacrifice a game for the podcast. You know,
Sacrifice,
I don't know,
sacrifice a
man.
for
couple
now,
of games,
you
man.
can catch the game. Yeah,
We'll
it's
work.
like you
We'll
know what I
work
mean.
something.
Nah,
We'll
but
work something out for sure.
yeah, but we'll get straight into the album. Once again, King's Disease 2 by Nas, entirely produced by Hit Boy. Let's get straight to the first track. So we got The Pressure. How'd you guys feel about this intro coming into the track? Coming to the CD to the album. I said everything else but the album. But yeah.
Yeah. Who want to go first on this
You can
one?
go first, man. You're talking. You can go first.
Well, I mean, just Nas album in general, like the King Disease too. Just before I get into the first record, I mean, Hit Boy production on this is, I think, got a lot better on this one, for sure. I mean, I'll probably keep saying it on every track because it kind of did shit. It played a role in this project in particular, but Pressure. I mean, really, the production was pretty good on here as like the start of the track. And then you got Don Toliver vocals in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, on there. He's
Yeah,
been under some scrutiny, according to
yeah,
some TikToker. But
Oh yeah,
that's a
yeah.
whole
We could
different
get on that
story.
another. Yeah, we could
yeah.
get on that
Whole
another
different
time.
I
story.
mean, yeah, Don Toliver kind of really underrated. I like him as an artist. He's very versatile. He's definitely on like a lot of hooks on people records and features and things like that. And then really just I like the transition at the end. Kind of got more like Bari at the end. Like it kind of that transition. I think it was like that last 2 minutes or a minute.
Yeah, it was like halfway. Yeah, I think believe like
Yeah,
through his
halfway
second
through.
verse. I want to say his second verse is kind of when it
Yeah,
gets
second
really
Yeah,
second
looks like
verse. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. I mean, you guys got anything with that one? I mean,
you go ahead, Kel.
yeah, man. Yeah, I thought it was a dope vibe to start off the project. It sounded like a typical, what a Nas, it started off like what a Nas album should sound like. Me personally, what I thought. Um, I mentioned y'all earlier, but yeah, Quentin Miller was credited for a writer on this track. I thought that was
I didn't know that one.
and everyone knows the whole shit with Drake and shit
Drake.
years ago, but he's always gonna
yeah.
get brought up especially because of that whole drama. But yeah, I just
Yeah.
wanted to point that
I
out
mean,
that
but
he was
it could be anything. It could be
he's
chorus. You know what
credited.
I mean?
Yeah,
Chorus. It's
man.
like
I just want to point out that he was credited as a writer.
Yeah,
yeah.
nah,
Um,
definitely.
Yeah, but I thought it was a dope track. I thought I'm not really a Don Toliver fan, but having like putting him on having like was it like a sample of another song? Is that what it is, or like did he actually is that specifically made for this track? I don't listen.
I think it was like maybe made for the track. I won't people quote me, but I mean it's kind of like I was listening to the whole album. There's a couple of people that have different vocals at the background of different artists
Yeah.
Right now we're talking about Don Toliver at the moment, but
Yeah.
later
I
in the
thought
other
that,
track,
adding him to that, man, all he had was like the background vocals, but like I thought, just like on the intro and outro, but like
Yeah.
I thought that it fit well with the instrumental. I thought it fit well
Yeah.
with
yeah,
what
if
Boy
it right,
produced. I felt like it
Yeah.
fit perfectly. Yeah, but I
Yeah, that's
thought
a
it was
fact.
a dope intro track. It set like the mood to start off this
Yeah,
project.
set the vibe for the album. That's what I believe.
But you can get to it.
Yeah, I just like the chorus, pretty much just where he's talking about the pressure where your tongue is getting too heavy. And then he talk about having to inspire them again, like I didn't already. You know what I mean? Just pretty much inspiring a lot of people just coming into the game like super early, in the 90s,
yep,
already inspire them, coming back 2021, doing it all over again. You know what I mean? In the first verse, he was giving game. I'm talking about being down with the hustle, investing in education, pretty much what will come if you stay dedicated pretty much to your craft or whichever lane you're I guess that you're going in. I know you talked about putting a scholarship programs throughout his city, so that's also talking about investing in education. He did it. He invested in
yeah,
himself and able to give back. His second verse, oh yeah, his second verse I wrote. I believe it's the beginning. Yeah, probably, I think like the first few lines. We said the world on my shoulders is getting too heavy. I've been bitch pressing the problems, ain't even get sweaty. Cops brutalizing kids, I seated too steadily. Correctional facilities never do it correctly. My main statement is this whole game is triangulated. Uh, I thought that was dope because you know what I mean, like pretty much all the all the problems like in the community and things like that. Like I felt like he was facing it head on, trying to carry it on his back, change things. Seeing kids pretty much go to prison, killed, all this stuff. um and then just talking about the whole entire game. I mean, the whole system is pretty much being divided, even like the industry and stuff like that. When he says at the end, my whole statement is this whole game is triangulated. It's just everyone's kind of on different paths, especially like he's talking about kids being brutalized, the correctional facilities, I mean, not doing it correctly. So he said a lot in that just in the beginning track, you know what I mean? So of
yeah. Nah, he
course,
definitely
like Caleb
did.
said, it's definitely something you'll get from Nas, I mean, to set the
Yeah,
tone for
set
the
the
entire album.
tone, set the tone
The
for
tone of
real.
what the album's about to be.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
facts.
yeah, I just, yeah, just to add on to what you were saying, basically, yeah, he was putting like a program I saw. It was about what was it Harvard Hip Hop Fellowship program he invested in for people that
Oh
want to do
wow.
music in the Harvard. I did some research on it, but I mean, that's good though. I mean, he's investing into like the younger people. Like Nas doesn't mind working with other artists, and he doesn't mind impacting the youth as far as music
Yeah.
wise. So that's why like later in the other tracks, the features are younger artists that he doesn't feature with at all. So it's like
He has
he
some
doesn't.
features on here I didn't expect would be
Yeah,
on a
we.
Nas
I don't
album.
think we all expected none of the features on here, but
Yeah.
it's
Well, it's
Yeah, that's
mainly
a
just
fact.
one track,
Well,
mainly. I mean, I can
some
see
of
the
them.
others.
Yeah. And I know
Mainly
we
track
we kind
6.
of shed a light on that a little bit on the last episode. Before this review, I know we talked about that just a little bit. We were talking about like A Boogie, YG, a lot of Blast, a lot of
yeah,
people. Now a lot of Hit Boys influence. I feel like on a certain artist besides A
yeah,
Boogie because I think they're from the same area, so
yeah.
I can see
New
that. But
York,
yeah,
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 well, I think like Queensbridge. I think is
yeah.
if
Queensbridge,
I'm not
yep,
mistaken.
yep,
Yeah, so
yep.
from Queens. Yeah,
um, but yeah, we're going straight to the next one. Speaking of East Coast, man, we got Death Row East, track number 2.
that's a dope
This was
track, man.
this was a dope one for sure.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, nah,
uh
yeah.
I'll start with this one.
All right.
Hit Boy. I mean, like Darnell said, like we could talk about every single beat. We're probably gonna end up bringing Hit Boy. Did his thing on this beat. Like we're gonna talk about that like every. You know
Facts.
what I mean? But this one for sure, it's one of those. It's such a simple beat too. But it's always, and I feel like hip hop. It's always the simple beats that like the best one. Sometimes you like a DJ Premier beat and it's just a simple. You know what I mean? Sometimes it could be a loop and it's like the greatest thing you ever heard. You know what I mean? Um, I think that's just a hip hop thing. It's just a simple, loop that's going. It's could end up being the best beats. Um, I think that personally for me, I feel like this is one of the, like a legendary track. Um, to just give more insight on the beef, you know, between Nas and Pac, and also just the East
Oh,
and
East
West
Coast,
Coast,
West
what was
Coast.
exactly
Yep,
what was
yep,
brewing up
yep.
around that time. His storytelling was really good on both verses. Like he said, it was just a history lesson on on record. And then he said, like, when you have a story as real as his, you know, or as real as mine, you can't leave nothing out it, you know. And personally for me, bro, I didn't really, I knew about the East Coast and West Coast. Obviously, that was before our time, but like a little bit before our time. But I always went back and kind of like checked it out, you know, the source awards and, you know, kind of what was going on, things like that. But I never really knew too much about the Nas beef with them. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't really know that much because I never looked too deep into it. Or not necessarily, I take that back. Not the Nas and Pac. I knew about that. I didn't know about the Death Row East. I didn't know if that was a big thing.
Yeah, I didn't know
Obviously at
either.
that time, but like I didn't. I had, bro, that like when I heard this, I had no clue about that. So I learned something new.
No,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
he was talking about like Big Daddy Kane, Eric B, and
Yeah,
like
they're
DJ,
trying
like
to
people who were
start their
signed
own
already.
branch, start their own branch of
Yeah,
Death Row on the East Coast, West Coast to bring them together.
yeah. Then he was talking about like people around him with death row chains and you know, I mean, Suge Knight's influence almost turning what he say like the MOB like almost turning half of New York red, you know, a bunch of
yeah.
Bloods, you know what I mean? So
The
I'm like,
Bloods and
damn, this
Crips.
was actually like legit like crazy, you know, what was going on back then. But I was just happy pretty much to finish of what I'm saying, that they were able to, that Nas and Pac were able to talk, squash the beef. It's unfortunate though that we never really get to see got to see, you know, what could happen next with that. I guess even with Death Row East and then just with Nas and Pac, you know what I mean, see what music they could have made together, because I think they were supposed to shoot it, like he was supposed to come, Pac was supposed to come on a video shoot, like, but then he in like 3 days, like, you know, like I think then like three
Passed
days later,
away.
you know, passed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
so
the Street Dreams.
yeah, exactly. So I'm like, man, like the history is just, it's crazy, like stuff I didn't even really know about. So
Yeah, it was
I
before
thought
our
this was a
time.
legendary track
Yeah,
just because I learned so much from it. I'm like, damn, like I made me look into it. I was like, oh, let me see about this. So,
it was
but
it
you
was
guys are doing
around.
it.
Yeah, we was like we was like babies when all this stuff happened. We was born in like '97, you know, in
Yeah,
the
so this
late
is
'90s. So this all happened when we were little kids. This is something for like the youth to actually, you know, really shed light to, because they'll actually have to go back in the history books
yeah. And even with
and
the
kind of
beefs and
figure
stuff
that.
like that, it's kind of like
Yeah,
learn from that. You know what I mean? Like especially people nowadays, it's like, man, so you know, it's just not, you know, it's not worth it. You know, all these beefs and stuff like that, like these rap beefs, it's just not worth it because people really could get killed. Especially back then, Nas was saying his crew was like ruthless. Like his crew is like was crazy. You know what I mean? And then of course you got Suge Knight and damn near knows everybody. Like
Chicken.
so, yeah. You know what I mean? Knows everybody. So from gang members to freaking feds and, you know, all the guard,
yeah,
security guards who are working. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah.
Yeah, that was yeah, but that was, yeah, I thought that was like a really dope track to put, you know, especially the second track. I didn't expect nothing like that to be on this album, but you know, yeah, Pac passed, yeah, the same. Pac passed away the day before his birthday, and they announced. I liked how they had at the end with Ed Lover
oh
speaking
yeah,
at Nas's concert, announcing it to everybody. He was like, yeah, he passed. You know, he passed away. You know, I can be crazy to, you know, being one of the people in attendance to that, hearing that.
yeah, because it like just stopped the whole show. Like I'm like,
Yeah,
imagine that.
stuff like
That's
that happens
crazy.
though in the middle of a concert, and you hear on the news or something like, "Damn, somebody
Yeah,
passed away." Like, it's really like, yo, moment of silence, because I mean, that's,
like,
you know, that's people that they knew, grew up on,
and
iconic
especially with
people.
the
You know?
what was going on at that time too. You know what I mean? It's kind of like,
Yeah,
whoa, like this is serious. You know what I mean? It was like, oh shit, this is real. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
it was
no, it
real back
was
then. Like, you know. So,
serious stuff. I wanted to share just about well, yeah, the production. You know, I was like a very like hip hop tempo beat on that one. That was pretty good.
It sounded like some like early 2000s Nas type beat
Yeah, I was getting
that
the
would have been
same
on
vibe.
like Godson or something.
Yeah, I was
mm.
getting that type of vibe. It was definitely like a Nas like
This man Darnell said
track.
hip hop tempo, but the whole thing is hip hop tempo. No,
Nah, it was like a higher hip hop tempo.
no,
Like it
I'm
was a
just
little
messing.
different. It was like more of
No,
a East Coast
I know,
feel.
I'm just playing.
I mean, it's more of an East Coast feel, but you got a guy from West Coast producing his beats though. That's what's crazy about Hip Hop. Like he can like change like the way of the production
Oh, I
is
think I
for.
actually talked about that in another track. Whenever we
Yeah.
get to it, I don't know for sure when I get to it. But yeah.
I don't want to talk about the same thing you said, but I just wanted to share about how Nas was talking about how Tupac may have got set up in the shooting in Las Vegas, but we kind of shared a little bit about it. But then he was talking about how Nas's friend, what was it, Willie Graham? He named a label after his name, Ill Will label. And I guess basically that's like Nas's like first DJ and his friend. But unfortunately, he got shot due to like an argument with his own girlfriend, and she
Oh
pretty
damn.
much called some guy friends up, and they end up killing him. Um,
Damn,
but
that's wild. I didn't even know that.
it
Peace, Ill Will, yeah.
yeah. So basically, yeah, Nas basically made a record label called Ill Will and named it after him because it was just awful what that happened because
Yeah, that's
it was
crazy.
just kind of like a strange
Unfortunate,
thing, yeah, that happened. But um, and I think another thing is like I don't think we'll ever know what really went down with Tupac, as far as like how he get set up and all that. I don't think there's so many
There's so many
stories about that.
stories
so
and
many
yeah,
theories, and it's been over
right.
what? It's
Yeah,
been over 20 years,
And
and
yeah, it's like at this point, it's like, man, just let the man rest. Like
yeah.
we don't
I
really know,
mean, they're making so
someone know,
many.
like whoever did
oh,
it or whatever, unless if
yeah,
the
take that
person's
to the
even still
grave.
alive, it's like, yeah, just at this point, man. So
Yeah, they're making too
uh
many like documentaries on Netflix and all that. It's
yeah,
like, dude, like, come on now.
You don't need
this
that.
right.
Yeah,
They're
But
just making money off his name too much,
and
and it's kind of like, all right,
like we saw
man,
Pop Smoke.
for real. Yeah,
shit.
exactly. But
Okay,
Caleb,
people don't want to.
you wanna wrap this one up or go on to the next
Oh
one?
no, we pretty much summed up, everything.
For sure. All right, we're going to track number 3. We got 40 side.
Ooh, it's one of my favorites on here. One of my
Yeah, you go
favorites.
ahead.
I guess I'll start it off. So yeah, it was one of my favorites. I mean, a lot of people talk about this guy all the time. Lil Baby vocals was in the background of this one.
Oh yeah, I think he
Just to
used the
start it
sample.
off, do a
Yeah,
little sample of that, and then you got I like how Nas said he was like, I gave the hood classics, like because that's true. Like I mean, Illmatic, all that. People would talk about that in hip hop in the '90s. They would always say like Illmatic is like one of the best projects during that time. And then he also just saying like, yeah, and he got a Grammy for the first King Disease, and then who knows on this one he might get nominated again for sure. I would
Yeah, I'm sure
definitely
he'll
think
get
that
nominated again.
for this one. But yeah, Nas was talking his stuff, letting people know that like, he got classics for people in his earlier discography. And then I think he was talking about, the truth hurts for certain people that can't take like certain things and it could be too sensitive about, but he's just trying to tell people the real stuff and not be, fake towards them.
Yeah.
But that's pretty
What
much
about
what
you?
I got.
What about you, Kev?
um, yeah, it was a dope track. And like Darnell said, Lil Baby is one of like the faces of hip hop right now, and he's kind of you see a lot of older artists not able to adapt to like new age, but you can see on this track Nas, 27 years in the game, still putting out dope projects, even kind of adapting to like the new age sound. You heard that with this one. You were mentioning how you said that King's Disease, the first one, kind of sound like modern day compared to this one, and I thought that was a dope project too. So it just shows how good of an MC Nas is in general, just being able to adapt and still be a dope MC, still make still sound like himself as well at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
I
a
felt
good
like
point.
this track felt like more of a modern day sound especially compared to the first two, and then a couple other tracks on this album as well. There's a lot of smooth type instrumentals, like production on here. There's a couple tracks that sound like more like modern day hip hop, but then there's a lot that it sound like
Yeah.
typical Nas that you hear on a Nas
Yeah.
album. So to be able to still be relevant 27 years and still being able to adapt to modern day hip hop, because obviously it doesn't sound the same compared to when he came out in the 90s. So
Yeah.
I gotta give him the kudos for that for sure.
Yeah. No, I definitely give him props for that. I mean, that's a big thing, like you said, especially with longevity. You gotta have to find ways uh,
To
to adapt,
adapt.
to keep going. For me personally, I like the song. I like the song, but to me, it might be the only skip for me personally on this album. Um, I just think the beat was kind of generic. Like even it is modern. I thought this was the only one that was kind of like the beat's kind of pretty generic to me. Um, but I like Nas's verse though. Like it was really pretty much OG talk is what he was, like that's what he was saying in the chorus. But like to go on with what Darnell said when he said I gave the hood classics something to open your mind instead of going out crashing. You know what I mean? Like he was giving people knowledgeable raps instead of shoot 'em up, bang bang type raps. You know what I mean? Like stuff that you can actually listen to and be like, damn, let me open up this book. You know what I mean? Nas is talking about, well, let me see what Nas is talking about. I don't quite understand that. You know what I mean? Then go search it up. And then when he said, can't just talk about the plan, you got to put it in action. There ain't no pity party for yourself. You got to get up, rise up for your wealth. Can't spend all that time in your feelings trying to sympathize with yourself. Don't nobody owe you. Ain't nobody holding you back. You stuck in an illusion attached to something that ain't even that. And I thought that was dope. You know what I mean? Just to pretty much not really making those excuses and really, you know what I mean, just stick to the game plan of whatever you have or whatever, I guess, craft, like I said before, and put it into action, you know what I mean? And if you don't, it's really just gonna fall on you, not anybody else. Like you can't put blame on nobody else. So I thought the verse was really dope, but personally for me, besides that, I didn't really care for this song too much. But
Yeah,
that's what
no, I feel the same way. I think I could agree with that. Yeah, it's like the lyrics was pretty
it was
good,
just
but it's
the
not
lyrics
the
was
beat
was a
wasn't
little,
the beat didn't blow me away. Basically, it was
even the
just
chorus too. I was just like,
yeah.
you know.
I think
I
what he
didn't mind.
was.
I mean, I didn't mind it. That's just me. It's not my favorite, obviously, but I thought it was a cool
No,
track.
I mean, I'm saying like it's a good song, but as far like if I was to go through it, like if I was to go back to it, I would probably skip this song. You know what I mean? Like there's always that one song on the album that you
Right,
kind
it's
of
like
like,
you're not really feeling. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. This would
I
be the one
mean,
for me. So,
50-50. I don't know, 50-50. I don't know. It's still
I
it's
think
still
Darnell.
fresh.
I think Darnell skips is the next track.
Oh
we don't
yeah,
all,
no,
yeah,
that's
right. We
definitely
don't
my
we don't all
skip.
gotta agree though, because I like what I mean, I know we're not all gonna agree on
Yeah, no,
everything.
we're
You know
not
what I
gonna
mean?
agree
We're
on
not
it, but it's
supposed
like
to.
a
We're not
50-50.
supposed to.
I feel like with just saying for me, it feels like it depends on my mood of when I want to play it. Like it's like,
Yeah,
oh, maybe
because
I'll skip it.
you said it was one of your favorite tracks. Like
It was
when you
one of
played it.
my favorites, but then sometimes it's just like it's
Maybe at the moment you were like, oh,
yeah
this
at
is
the
it.
moment.
And the
At
next
the
time you're like, oh
moment.
wait, no.
Because
I feel
music
you.
changes my mood. It depends on like how I feel about it later on in life. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'll skip it. Yeah, I'll play it. Yeah, I'll skip it. But
that's
yeah,
funny.
Caleb's
But yeah,
correct. On the next track, I'm not going first.
No,
Not
go
going
first,
first.
man.
hold on,
Go first, bro.
hey, let's get hold on. I want to become famous. Hold on, hey, man, get this fake account. Hey,
Man,
if you
why we
don't
got
get this
these
fake,
spam bots on here? Get these spam
for real,
spam bots up. Get the
This
fuck out of
man
here.
YouTube
bot.
got
These spam bots the fuck out of here, man.
oh,
This ain't Instagram
this is
comments.
from man, this is from Twitch. No wonder.
Man, the
Bro,
fuck? We Instagram
Twitch,
They
comments
got.
in this
bro.
bitch?
What is
I didn't know.
that?
Yeah,
You
that's
got
from
the
Twitch.
IG
I don't
comments
know.
in this bitch? The
Bro,
fuck?
Yeah, for
what
real.
is
Get out of
That's
here.
wild,
that?
man. Hey, get out of here, man. For real, we got bots in here now. That's wild, man.
Got bots everywhere
Yeah,
online, man. You can't go anywhere. You can't be
right. You
safe
can't go
anywhere.
nowhere.
You ain't safe anywhere. You can't even be safe on a damn live stream, man. They popping
Man,
up in the
that's
comments.
Yeah,
crazy.
what
God
is
damn.
going
That's
on here?
Looking like an
that's
Instagram
hilarious.
post in this bitch.
Right. Yeah, but we got EPMD 2 featuring EPMD themselves, the duo, and Eminem.
Darnell,
Um,
big mad.
yeah.
Let off your chest, Darnell.
Really ain't
Well,
gotta
here,
be. I
you want
ain't got
you
too
want to
much to
start
talk
off, or you
about.
want?
I don't got
I'll
too
go
much to
first.
talk.
Now I'll
I
go.
say the best
No,
for last.
yeah, we'll say down there for last because
Man, Darnell's on skip.
for me, I mean,
He's on
I
skip it.
personally think I personally think this is one of Hit Boy's best beats, just in general. Like overall, because I mean, the fact that they brought it back, for a second one and brought, the actual, EPMD duo like on here. You know what I mean? And to me, it was one of the coldest beats off the first one. First King Disease.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and I know a lot of people want to hear Eminem and Nas for years. Like that's what I've seen. Like I've always wanted to hear them. And of course, when Nas was talking about, Eminem, where did you on your own shit with the, the iconic line on Ether. even want to hear Eminem and Nas together. It's like, you know what I mean. Um, and then let me see. I like what Nas said in the beginning when he said, "Don't give you one. They don't give you one single rose while you can smell it. So I pick from my own garden." You know what I mean? He's gonna give himself his own flowers. You know, while he's still alive and while he can, you know, actually smell it. So I like that. Um, EPMD. I wish their verse was longer because they had that back to back going. And I was like, bro, this is crazy because I didn't really know too much about the group. I know who's in it, but I never really knew too much about them. So and when they were talking about, you know, my people can't even get minimum wage, you know, fuck a stimulus, give us some interest, and you know, give me a home, give me the land, you know what I mean? And then and then he said, so when you trespass, blah, one in your dome. I was just like, bro, like it was just smooth the way they were going back and forth. They were, you know, giving game.
some dope
Yeah.
lines, going back and forth.
Super dope. The Nas's verse was dope, of course. You know, I think this song was more for the features to shine because I mean Nas already did this on the first, you know, ran the whole entire beat already and got to do it again. So I think he just kind of, you know, did his thing on his verse when he said, might walk through a cemetery to see where hip hop is buried. I said it was dead, but it faked its death like Machiavelli. You know, I thought that was dope. Because he once said, you know, I mean, you know, like what was the hip hop is dead, you know what I mean? So pretty much to come back, like he was like, man, like hip hop, you know, taking back what he said if you want to pay it that way. Then pretty much to wrap it up, I like the transition of Eminem straight to Eminem's verse, like right when Nas finished, when he's like, you know, like ready, and then jumps right into it. For me personally, I like schemes and patterns and things like that. And Eminem pretty much had and flows and stuff like that. And Eminem like did all that in his verse with flows, the schemes, and the patterns, especially at the very end, that flow that we was hitting when he was naming off, like, you know, all the artists that, you know, he wants to be, you know, up with the greats, you know, the J's, the Dre's, and you know, he was going crazy like
Name
that. I was
dropping.
like, bruh. Yeah, and then talking, you know what I mean? Then, you know, rest in peace, you know, to like Nipsey, MF Doom, Bismarck, you know, he was giving everyone their flowers, you know what I mean? I thought it was super dope. And to me, I feel like Eminem just like, bro, like he executed it perfectly, and he just raps to like he mastered rap to the point where I could understand why people are like it's a little too much, but because he's so good at rapping that it's like I feel like he sometimes like tone it down a little bit, but I mean you can't stop this man, you know what I mean? You can't. There's nothing you could do about it. He went crazy, so you go ahead.
Yeah, that's Caleb. Go ahead, Caleb.
Darnell's mad because he's not an Eminem fan, so he didn't like this track. No, I thought you know, especially towards the end of his verse, I thought, you know, when he was name dropping, Eminem was just, you know, going you know, crazy. I can imagine how he was in the booth. Shit, when
That's
he
what
was
I'm
name
saying.
dropping
Like,
everybody, he was like,
The raising the J's and the gate and the A's.
but to do it that perfect on a beat like this, bro, and to still make it sound like to find that pocket, like there's only other person I know that really be doing like that, like and that can make it sound good on a mainstream track is like Busta Rhymes. Like they know how to
Yeah.
find a specific
Busta
pocket.
Rhymes,
And,
this
you
man
know what
be
I
going
mean?
crazy.
Yeah, like they know how to find that pocket and specifically do, you know, hit those patterns. Like it's just I don't know, that's crazy to me, you know. But
yeah, I thought it was dope to put, you know, EPMD, have them on the actual second, you know, pretty much the remix, because the original EPMD was on the, what was it, the Black Messiah? What was it, the one that one, like, what was it, documentary?
yeah,
Black Messiah.
so.
Yeah, that was on that project they put out, and then, you know, they dropped the remix.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah, Judas and the Black
the
Messiah.
movie.
That was on. Yeah, the first one was on that,
On the
and then
soundtrack.
the soundtrack. So, you know, being able to get you know, put EPMD and then you add Eminem, you know, and Darnell might not like him, but you gotta give him his credit. I think he did his thing on that track for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy. Is that it? You got anything else for that?
Oh no, you can go ahead. I want to hear. I'm more concerned what you have to say, man.
I ain't really got too much, I mean, to really like talk about on this one. I mean, it's just like I like the production. The production is really good on the track. like I said, I think, well, you guys know, but people probably across the world don't know that. Like Eminem is very good in a way. Probably his earlier career. For me. But I just don't like certain him. Like I just don't feel like it don't benefit me or it doesn't really change my perspective on the music for him. Like I like the way he raps, but it don't blow me away as
It's not your style.
it's just not my style. I think
Yeah,
you probably tacked on it. That's probably what probably mean to say. It's like it's not really my style. I'm not
it's
saying
not
he's
your
a
cup
bad
of tea.
rapper. It's not my cup of tea. Like there's other artists I listen to for different reasons, but Eminem, I'm not hating on his shine. I don't hate on his grind. I don't hate him
But
as
the
a rapper.
skill, it's the skill though.
But
Look
he
at the
has a
skill.
skill. But I will
That is
point out he
insane.
has a skill that
Who can do
no
that?
other artist can do as well.
That's what I'm
As
saying.
good
Like
as
it's
I think,
incredible.
yeah. But see, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I hate this track at all. This is very great. The beginning of it, Eminem, I'm just like, okay, it's good. It's good, but it's just not for me. It's not for me. I don't really like it as much. But with that being said, it's a great track. Hit Boy did his thing as usual. Saw Murder She Wrote on it. It's good.
Wasn't as bad as I thought, huh, Caleb? No.
I thought I was gonna go on a rampage.
You
Like
probably thought I was about to
Eminem
go
ruined the
crazy.
album, blah blah blah. You know, da, da.
He got time to listen
No.
to it, man. He had time to listen to it finally.
Nah.
Because once you like dissect it, you're like it's one of those verses that you could be like, oh, you gotta hear it
Well,
again.
it's so much.
Let me-
No, but okay, just to end it off for my
Yeah,
closure.
bars in there,
Basically,
man.
it's so he talks so much stuff on there that you have to listen to it again and you have to go through the lyrics to really feel like what he said. Like, damn, he said this, that. He was name dropping, like he was doing all these
Yeah.
different things. Like, he's one of them artists where it goes over your head and you got to go back to it.
Like a
it's-
Lil
Like when he
Wayne.
said, like, I seen 50, I texted 50 via text. Because I don't know what
it's
I'm
too
gonna see
much.
him next.
It
Like,
goes
he
over
just
your
went,
head too much. I think
yeah.
it's like too much for me.
Like
It's
it's like
just,
Wayne. We go and hear back some old Wayne tracks. Like that went over my head at the time.
yeah, at the time
Yeah.
you probably didn't get it at first, but now
I
as you get
disagree.
older, you're like,
I'm
oh,
sorry. That's the one thing that I feel like me and Darnell were like we're like with him for Eminem, it's like for me sometimes with Lil Wayne. Like as a kid, it went over my head. As an adult, I go back and I'm like, oh my God, that's just you know what I mean? For me personally, that's how I feel about Lil Wayne. But that's another we'll talk about that
yeah,
another time.
that's a
We'll
whole
put them
other
together
thing.
head to head.
Yeah,
We'll talk
but
me and Darnell will have like a debate on Eminem.
for real, nah. But that's just
Who
my
we
whole
judge.
clarification, just for the record. I mean, it's just nah, it's cool. I ain't got nothing more to say about that.
But is this one of those
Yeah.
tracks you skip?
You can't skip
Yeah, after
this, you know,
Eminem.
EPMD.
After Eminem.
Yeah,
After I hear Eminem, I'm just like, all right, skip.
Dude.
Skip.
As soon as he says ready, skip.
Yeah, I'm on like
That's
Skip
hilarious.
Bailey. Skip. Hey, skip.
He says,
Skip.
hey, skip.
It's
Skip.
I'm dead, man. We
Hey,
gotta
skip.
put that. I gotta put that on
Skip.
here. So when we talk about albums, but like this is a skip, and then put
Skip.
the thing on there.
Skip.
Nah, but we're going to track number 5. We got Rare.
Ooh, I think this is like
I
the
didn't really.
biggest record people talked about.
To me, I didn't really write that much on it, but like as far as like I didn't really feel like I had much to write about it. But I liked the song a lot. To me, the beat was crazy. They like that.
Got over 3
you know what I
million
mean?
Spotify spins, man.
Oh,
yeah,
with this
yeah.
one?
The beat, yeah,
Right
the
now,
beat is
yeah,
great. I mean,
over
it's
3
definitely, it's definitely one of those commercial. Like, I think
production.
it's one of the like as far as like for this album, this is probably the one that's gonna be like everywhere. You know what I mean? And it was fire. The beat switch was crazy to me. And I like both beats. I like the first one a lot, but to me, I like the second beat like the most. Like that second beat to me was like it was just on point. But that's pretty much all I had down. I didn't really write anything else down for it. Because I mean the song is huge, so I don't really have much to say. But what about how you guys feel about that? About this?
I thought it was a dope track, and yeah, I really like the beat switch. I always like songs when they have an actual dope beat switch.
Yeah.
I thought this one blended right, and yeah, I thought it was a dope track. I was trying to think of a line that you said on there, man. I can't find it on this damn Rap Genius though. But Darnell, you can say what you want to say, man.
Oh, okay. While you look for it, go ahead. So yeah, this is one of like everybody's favorite track. I think I start to see. I think I saw like Problem, the LA rapper Problem. He posted it on his Instagram. Was kind of vibing to it. So a lot of people was vibing to it. And then like pretty much to summarize some of the lyrics he was saying, he was basically saying like, he's different from other rappers. He's more versatile than other people. And it shows here on the album that he can be versatile with younger artists and older artists, like in the rap game. And then like and oh yeah, one of the lines he did say was like that he said, more money, more problems, you got to be ready for all that it brings. That's very true in the world. Like when you start getting more money, just make sure like you ready for what it comes, because like it might be too much for you. You might, yeah, family or something. You might blow it too quick. You might go crazy with it. It's just you never know. But I mean, yeah, I think pretty much this track kind of told people from Nas that he's very versatile.
That's
in
a fact.
way. Yeah, it's a kind of a fact.
You find it, Caleb?
No, I didn't find it. I need to read through it.
He said I need to read through it.
We can pass it though. No big deal.
For sure. Yeah, dope track. We got track number 6, YKTV, which you know the vibes.
You know the vibes.
Yeah, featuring A Boogie with the Hoodie and YG. Once
A
again,
Boogie.
I know we're talking about
that track
before.
was like I didn't expect
Yeah.
A Boogie
Bro,
and YG.
the track list was like, whoa, A Boogie and YG.
Like I said, I know for sure YG is a Hit Boy kind of influence.
Because
like,
Hit Boy
the
from
studio,
LA,
West Coast.
so this is like a West Coast.
No, and
A Boogie.
And to be honest, when I first was listening to this, I thought to myself like, this seems like the skip button we were talking about. But the more that I listened to it, I actually kind of started liking it more.
The more listens, he started to like
it's funny because it's kind of.
At first, I'm like, this doesn't sound right, man. Like, but it's kind of growing on me the more I listen to it.
No, that is true. I personally like this. Is actually one of my favorite tracks on the album. Like surprisingly, I'm not actually surprisingly because I'm actually a Boogie fan. I like a Boogie.
Oh wow, I was actually surprised.
I'm not a Boogie fan.
I'm surprised about Brian's answer. I'm really surprised.
Yeah, no, I know Caleb's not that much of a Boogie fan. For me, I liked a Boogie, but I've been listening to him since he came out.
No, when he first came out, he was very great. But he kind of.
I didn't expect this to be MCK's favorite, one of his favorite. I'll say that.
I didn't think that either.
So like one of the ones you actually like.
I mean, but
a skip for you.
But later in his career,
we'll go back to this one.
Later in his career, he wasn't dropping anything new. That was. I mean,
it is what it is. But I thought the beat it had that bounce. You know what I mean? Like you always gotta have one of those beats from Hit Boy. It's got that bounce. It was a smooth. I like when Nas was saying, like imagine Lil Uzi on a Primo beat, imagine Nas on a Migo beat. Basically talking about, Nas. No one really wants to hear the Lil Uzi on the Primo beat, anyways. But I understand what he was saying.
Yeah,
Nas and Hit Boy. That's the old, bringing the old and the new school together. You know what I mean? So it's like
that's
imagine if it was reversed.
That he's able to adapt to this new sound compared to what he started off rapping at.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. When you said that, I was like, because I had that written down on this. So
for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I like how we said, my photo, the Jordan logo of this rap shit. Like, you know what I mean? Every time if you see Nas, you know what I mean? It's like, that's like Jordan of the, I mean, some can agree, some might disagree. I personally think that might be Jay-Z, but, Nas is up there too. You know what I mean? But,
well, how do you feel about, no, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm about to get right to that. I'm about to wrap it up right here. I think Nas did his thing on his beat, but same thing like the EPMD one. I think this was more for the features to shine because the beat was it was more catered to guys like A Boogie and YG. Nas could still do his thing, like he said, like he could adapt to it and do his thing on it. But A Boogie, man, like his verse was dope. The melody, I thought it was it fit this beat perfectly. I felt like his verse was the best to me, like not as far as lyrically or anything he was saying, just it fit the beat. You know what I mean, with his voice.
Yeah.
And YG, same thing. Like they understood the assignment, gave him.
Yeah, it sounded like
YG did this thing.
Yeah, it sounded like a track that could be on.
Yeah, facts.
Well, how'd you feel about Djibouti Dubs?
Djibouti
Dubs with the sample and interludes with the white guy speaking.
I didn't catch that.
I was like,
I don't know who it is. I think it's like a comedian or some shit. I looked.
Jake.
That's what the name of the person is.
Yeah. He had like the white guy speaking or whatever.
That was speaking.
Oh, is that the guy that's be on like the paid programs selling stuff?
Why? No, I think he's like a comedian, like an internet
Yeah,
comedian.
no, he's a motivational speaker.
Is he?
Oh,
Yeah,
hella
he's
random.
one of those. He's like one of those that talks about selling like holy water and all that. Like the
Oh yeah, you're right. He's yeah, you're right. But no, but I think he's a voiceover for like Billy Mays commercials or like comedic like YouTube videos. I've seen them. So that
okay, yeah, that part I don't know, but the other part I do know. I don't know that part. I don't know that he was just a motivational speaker, but no, I don't remember. Actually, I didn't really catch that on this track. Well, for me, like, I mean, the track, I mean, basically the track is cool. It's not one of my favorites, of course. Just not.
He said, of course.
But I say, of course.
Maybe but like, but it ain't our favorite.
Nah, but it's like, I mean, the features was cool. I mean, it's just the track didn't do nothing for me, but I like the track for itself. Like, it didn't do anything for me. It's like, you know, it wasn't meaningful for me. I didn't get anything out of it. But no, I mean, YG, it's just like, I think it's pretty much to go off what you guys said. Like, it was pretty much like a track. To them. Yeah, it's kind of a track for the features to shine, pretty much. Like, give them the track, and Boogie did his thing, and you know, YG, you hear his name sometimes. I mean, he just dropped like Caleb's favorite project, the one with Mozzie. So
community service.
Yeah, so that one, it's like you don't really hear YG's name too much. He's kind of working towards his clothing line more. And now he has a pair of shoes, so he's doing other things with his own money.
The block runners.
Yeah, the block runners. So
I mean, we talked about that on one of the episodes. Caleb missed that episode actually. I clearly remember
that. He missed that one.
Yeah, that was one of the ones he missed. Yeah. With the Lil Nas X shoes, yeah, we're talking about.
Yeah. The Satan shoes.
It was the same exact episode. That's hilarious. But anyways, Caleb, man, what you weren't really feeling this one, or
just not a closer?
It's growing on to me, man. I'm listening to it right now on my earpod. If you can't see it, I
thought the album playing.
It's grown more on to me. More I listen to it. Like at first, like the first night when it came out, I was like, I wasn't expecting this, you know, like especially just how the beat started, and then you know the Djibouti Dubs sample or whatever on the intro. So random. I was like, this sound weird. Like this doesn't sound like a Nas track, you know. And but the more I listen, like it's actually pretty dope, especially as the track the beat actually hits.
You
know, but hey, Boogie, I don't give a fuck. I mean, I don't think he did bad on the track. I just don't give a fuck about him. But I still thought it was a dope track though. I thought it was a dope track.
Damn,
like, it's not a skip for me. So.
Ruthless.
It's not a skip for me.
On that note, track number 7, Store Run.
Yeah, we about to store run out of here.
We're not talking about any Boogie anymore.
Yeah, we about to run away from that track and go on to the. But yeah, track number 7. To me, this is when I think what Caleb, what you were saying earlier with the other tracks, you know, it was like how Nas can adapt. Like that 40 side, it was one of the ones that were a little bit like that probably could fit on the other album. Like, you know, I think track number 7 is when the album went to that next level of where it sounded like a Nas, you know what I mean? Like it felt more like a Nas album starting with this track.
I thought this beat was smooth.
Yeah, super.
Oh,
super
it's
dope.
one of my favorite productions on here.
I agree. And Hit Boy, man, he just been in his bag, like with the sample. The beat was really smooth. And just pretty much Nas reminiscing on the old days, being in the studio, you know, on the streets with his crew, you know, pretty much seeing how far he came. I just thought it was dope. Also talking about kind of, you know, newer artists and stuff like that. Send them, you know, got to send them on a store run. Like, I should send them on a store run. So I thought it was a dope track. And kind of brought in the next vibe of the album, or for the next, I guess, last half of the album, second half of the album. But how'd you guys feel about this one?
I thought it was a dope track, especially in the first verse when you said on the second verse he was like, "Yo, as I'm looking at the New York skyline, reminiscing on nighttime, whatever." The rest don't matter. I was just thinking like, yeah, when I went to New York, man, it just felt like that vibe. When I was thinking of it, it's just like, you know, being in New York City. You know, you have the lights, you have the
Painted-
downtown. You know, it's just a different type of
He was
vibe,
painting
man.
that. He was painting that picture for you. So you're
Yeah,
reminiscing also, just like Nas was in the track.
reminiscing being in New York. I went a couple years ago. Yeah, I loved it out there, man. But
Straight flex on us,
um,
man.
yeah, it was a dope experience. I want to go back, and I don't know, it just had me, you know, hearing the beat ride. You know, I thought it was you know, a dope track and a dope vibe to it.
That's what's up. Yeah, we gotta take a trip to New York. What about you, Darnell? How'd you feel about
Yeah,
this?
nah, for real. New York. Yeah, I definitely want to go there soon. For the vibes, I definitely like East Coast music, as well. But yeah, no, I like the production. One of my favorite productions off the project from the starting from this track and pretty much the second half of that project. Um, I'll tell you why I liked it a lot more than all the other tracks. There's a reason why, but for this one, no, the track was good for the production. Um, oh yeah, and then Nas was he was saying like rest in peace to all the artists I think of this year that lost their life to overdose, drugs and stuff. He was shouting out a lot of people's names. On here, I think it was
Yeah, Ecstasy from Houdini. They
yeah,
mentioned DMX,
DMX,
Marky
Prince,
D,
and Shock
Shock G.
G.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's a big statement because a lot of in the music, like, well, in the world as well, but in the music industry, like the people we like listening to and things like that, they kind of losing their lives over over drugs, which can really deteriorate from their life, which sucks. But and
Shit's
then
crazy.
pretty much Nas was saying like oh yeah, people like people should use their potential a lot more. Don't kind of waste your talent. He was saying like pretty much, you should just live. If you got a talent, go for it.
Mm.
Don't kind of give second thoughts about not going for it. Life is too short to not go for things you want to do, but you're scared to do. We all gonna fail
I feel
eventually in
that.
life. Like
Yeah, that's a fact.
we all fail. We're not always gonna be great, but we can always be great if we just keep sticking to anything in life. Just like our podcast, we very consistent
Preach.
to but I mean, we very
Speaking facts right
consistent.
now, man.
Yeah, we very consistent with our podcast than all the other ones. Like we haven't did a whole year yet, but I mean, when we go for next year, I mean, we'll have a list of
for
all
bigger
the
goals.
projects. Like it'll be a lot better. It's
Yeah.
just consistency. That's it.
Yeah, man, growth, and for sure by next year the growth and all that will be up.
Facts. Now it's got us reminiscing on our old podcast episodes. But we're going to track number 8. We got Moments.
This is a dope track too.
Oh,
You
my
can start off with this one,
favorite track.
I really liked how you started off on this track. You know, mentioning about Muhammad Ali, and then what's it called? Going into what do you say? Just talking about his whole career steering away from features, and then it's the perfect time to embrace the new leaders. And you saw that putting on Little Baby on. I mean, it's not really a feature, but you put Little Baby on your album. You got, I guess, A Boogie and YG. I don't know if they're new leaders, but they still new hip hop artists.
Yeah.
So I thought being able to
Kind of branch out and open.
yeah, branch out because
open
you're an
himself
OG
up
in
to.
the game. Yeah, you're an OG in the
Yeah.
game at this point. And then
Can
I thought
I
that
tag
I
on?
like the,
Can I
I like
tag
the
on to
chorus.
that real quick?
Go ahead, man.
It reminds me of kind of what J. Cole said, about not doing features and kind of missing opportunities on certain artists, like when Nipsey passed, and things like that, where he started doing more features because of that. But kind of reminded me of that a little bit, just with Nas opening himself up to do, to start doing features with, new talent that's coming to the game. So
Yeah.
I just want to add that
Also
piece.
thought the chorus matched the instrumental, especially when it hit the beat. The beat hit. Talking about all the shit you said.
Or
But
taking your first swing,
All the stuff he said, he don't even talk about it. It's
being
too
a
much.
virgin. He said,
It's too much
being
man,
stuff
you
a
gotta
on
listen
it.
virgin.
to the album, man. I'm not gonna,
You
Yeah.
gotta listen to the track.
Yeah,
you
You
hear
gotta
the
listen
album,
to
you hear
it.
the track, you know what I'm talking about.
There's just a review. If you watching this or gonna watch this, you're gonna be listening to the album. You should know what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, man, have a
Brian, you
good
want to go?
or
All
Brian, you
Yeah,
go.
I'll go. I think this and Store Run went hand in hand. Like it was the perfect track to come right after that because I feel like it kind of went on to reminiscing as well. Like a lot of stuff he was talking about, and kind of talking about people he wished he was able to meet. Like like you said, Muhammad Ali. And I know he mentioned someone else at the end. I didn't write it down. I believe damn, what's her name? I don't know, I forgot. But then he was talking about just first times, you know what I mean, those moments like when he was talking about traveling in the last verse, hearing certain artists, like when he heard Biz Markie's this Biz Markie song that he mentioned in the other verse as well, and pretty much just moments you can't relive, you know what I mean, to enjoy those moments, because you can't relive that, you can't really relive that, like goes on with the chorus, you know what I mean? Like taking your first swim, you know what I mean? Like being a virgin. It's like once you do that for the first time, you just can't relive it because you've already you've done it now.
You're
So
at the point
just to
where you pretty
enjoy,
much done a lot.
yeah. Even like the first time we did the first time we ever did our podcast, episode 1, it's like we can't relive that because now we're in it, but it's just that moment. It's like, damn, we did this, like, so that was dope. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have written down. I think the Store Run and Moments were just a perfect back-to-back track. Like, I mean, as soon as it goes to the next, you're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even
they
going to
go
the
hand in
next
hand.
track,
So.
the next track was really dope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
no.
I know Darnell was saying,
Darnell
yeah, the
speak.
next track that's the
Yeah,
one right there.
yeah. I'll keep it short. You guys tackled on a lot of stuff on that one, but nah, it's like my top favorite track, easily. The people out there that's watching this shit, go listen to it on your own time, and you'll kind of understand why it's everybody's favorite track in the room. Just I mean, it's kind of like a poetic song. Everybody can kind of relate to it in a way. I mean, he was basically saying there's a lot of moments you can't relive, like far as moving in your first apartment, having a kid. Everybody in this group, in this world, is gonna have a moment in their life when they get their first car, their first apartment, things like that. So that's why when we do anniversaries on our own
First time on an
podcast,
airplane. It's like
yeah, on an
enjoy
airplane,
yeah,
like, but
gotta
like,
enjoy those moments so you don't, you know what I mean? Don't
yeah,
just let it
there's
pass. Like,
everybody has a moment every year. There's a moment every year we share and we take thanks to. That's why when we do our podcast, we do all the anniversary for all the albums. So it's like those
yeah,
albums, when we played them at the time, we were this age, but we remember those times when we played it. So it's kind of like one of those things. But yeah, it's one of my favorite tracks.
that's real. Now track number 9, between this and EPMD, one of the most anticipated tracks was Nobody featuring Miss Lauryn Hill. And I think this was it's like when as soon as you seen the track list, like when he dropped the track list, you're like, oh, you know what I mean? I gotta, I can't wait
Gotta
until this
check out
album
that
comes out.
Lauryn Hill track.
Yeah, like that was like, I was like, bruh, I
Is
want
it
to
track
skip
9
so
yet?
bad. Yeah, like when the album first came out, I was like, should I just listen to this first? But I was like, let me listen to the album and then I'll get to it, But it's like I talked about this on the other episode where I was like, man, like I wish like we could get like just give us something else, Lauryn Hill, like just a 3-track EP, just one more song, something. But with this verse, if she didn't make any music again or just didn't want to or whatever, I'm okay with it because this verse like was super like. But that verse was crazy. I'll get into that though. Um, you know, it was a deep track, being as big as they are, just wanting to get away to a place where they could just be nobody, you know what I mean? Like not in the first verse when I was talking about if Chappelle moved to Ghana to find his peace, then I'm rolling. Where the service always roaming, I'm packing my packing my bags and going. Then he went on to talk about, wherever he moved, they always find his house, and I'm like them TNZ people and all the people who be taking paparazzi just mobbing, knowing where people live, you know what I mean? So I was dope. I like how he just brought up Chappelle. It's like because people try to deem him as crazy, but Chappelle moved, just to find some peace. It's like just to get away from everything, I mean,
especially when you're in the limelight and you got all the attention on you.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly. So
you gotta understand, like us average people, we can just go and do whatever the fuck we want, but
yeah,
these celebrities, they got cameras in their faces, people running up to them every day of the week. You just want to. Sometimes you just want to be left alone. And that's why.
and that's the main thing I think in the second verse. He said the concept of the song is rather esoteric, and that is pretty much just real because people like us, we truly can't understand that. Like we could know, like, oh damn, it must be hard, but I mean, not everyone would like only people in his position, like someone like Lauryn Hill, someone like a Chappelle, someone who's on that status will understand the concept of this song a lot more deeper than the average person who's not a celebrity, you know what I mean, or who's not who doesn't have that status. Then he said, where is it? Oh, that's a picture right there. Oh, yeah, when he said that's a picture right there, a moment in time before anybody wanted a photo of mine, before the internet energy and social decline destroyed the vibe, fooling us with the headlines, keeping us blind, vultures eat you alive. And then he said, wishing, just pretty much, with the whole social media age coming in, and then finally people, wanting to take pictures with him, things like this, and kind of just the media, just messing up headlines, he might say something and they just take a quote and
misconstrue, anything
everything he says.
That's anything in the media.
Yeah, so I thought that was dope. And then I wanted to talk about a lot of Lauryn Hill's verse. I thought she bodied it. Like she came in like she never missed a step. Like it was just right back to business. Like hopped in the booth like she never, like she was not, like she'd been putting out albums for years, you know what I mean? Her verse was just full of quotables. I felt like I didn't want to write anything down because I felt like I would have just ended up damn near writing her whole entire verse because there was so much that she was talking about, you know what I mean? But yeah, you got I'll let you guys speak on that a little bit too. So
I liked every verse on this track. I like the production. I like that Lauryn Hill feature. One quote from the first verse is saying, Sunny LA, remember calls with Dr. Dre. You told me don't let the palm trees fool you. Be safe. Well, a word I can't say, and be safe. Yeah, think about it, man. A lot of people that never been to California don't know anything about out here. It's not everything you see on the internet. It's not just palm trees. You got you got the street violence. Not even the street violence. You got the not even, at this point, it's not even the street violence. You got homeless everywhere. Like, and I always say this, man, Hollywood is it's not what it seems like on TV, man.
Yeah.
Hollywood is nothing near what it's painted to be on TV. You got homeless people everywhere. You got crackheads. You got dirt, trash everywhere. Like, the television always wants to promote like, oh, Hollywood, like, you got American Idol motherfuckers saying like, I'm going to Hollywood. Like, man, you ain't going to the dirty part of Hollywood. I mean, it has the nice parts like in the hills, but like you go in the where the actual
you go central
Hollywood.
You go central is really bad. It's just like
it ain't so bright and sunny, man. It's kind of dark. You look at it, it's kind of dark out there, man. Like, don't let the sunshine and the palm trees fool you. And I thought that was a dope thing. Obviously Dr. Dre knows the fuck he's talking about when he's telling Nas to be safe and not let it fool you because it's not always what it seems to be. It's not always
it's not cracked
up to California in general, man. Like, people think San Diego's, because we're from San Diego, everyone thinks San Diego's it's a tourist destination. You think it's all beaches and palm trees, but you go down the wrong street, man. It ain't so great. You're gonna get caught up in some shit depending on where you're at and what time of the day it is, and it ain't just not just palm trees and sunshine, man. It's just, I mean, it's everywhere, but like, don't let the media and the TV fool you about California in general.
Yeah. And
then I thought this is random. I like the first couple lines in the second verse when he's talking about baguettes going to Paris. Talking about where baguettes from. Yeah, not just the bread, but he's talking about the rectangular carrots. That's kind of vibe and type of mood I'm on. Like, obviously I would like me some baguettes in Paris. I want some bread, but I also want me some nice baguettes also. Some nice
facts.
Some nice jewelry on me as well.
Yeah, the plan was fire.
Yeah, I thought that was a dope play of words right there. And yeah, Lauryn Hill, she did her thing. You know, we don't hear Lauryn Hill anymore like that. So to be able to get Lauryn Hill on a track in
Yeah,
2021,
it's like,
that's like only someone like Nas can do that.
and arguably she might have had the best verse of 2021. I'm gonna just say it now.
She did her thing, man.
She ain't even got to
Like
drop
that
an
verse
album,
is
and she got best
layered, bro.
verses.
Like that
This
verse
whole
is
track is
layered.
just dope,
Like
man.
That's track. Nah, the whole
like her
track.
verse isn't like legit incredible. Like I said, I couldn't write. I didn't, because you know how it is. We were talking about this early before we went live. Like, we write down lines and stuff like this, but certain verses it's hard to write down lines because if I do, it's
Yeah, right. The whole
like
damn
a
thing.
verse like this is too much. A verse like this
Yeah,
is
right. The
too
whole
much.
damn thing at that point.
Yeah, when she's like my
You bring up one
awareness,
thing,
like
you gotta bring up the next.
yeah, it's crazy. Like when she's like my awareness, like Keanu in the Matrix. I'm saving souls, and y'all complaining about my lateness. Like when she's talking about all this time been focusing on my freedom now. Why would I join them now? Join them now if I could beat them now. You know what I mean? Like just talking about the people were greedy and the sport and why she's out here. Trying to work on her freedom and save save other people around her and things like that. It's like just talking about the entire just the world damn near. I mean, like I don't know, man. The verse is super layered, and I feel like we could go on for. You could spend
We
an
can go for
episode on
hours.
that verse
Nah,
alone. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So,
Nah, I just share that. Nah, I love the track. I love the second half of the album. I keep saying it for the next couple of tracks because pretty much from here and from down, I like every track pretty much.
yeah.
I really got nothing else to say. You guys pretty much tackled it on. Basically, production was great. Lauryn Hill did her thing. I just want to ask one question. I don't know, why does Lauryn Hill be late to concerts? I think somebody told me that it's because she got caught up in the fame and she doesn't mind being late. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm not sure. I don't really know too much about that. Like I don't really be going to concerts things like that, so I don't really look into other people's shows and stuff like that. But I mean, she says she's she's saving souls. Like she's busy focused on other people in her life and things like that. And she's like, y'all worry about me being late, but what about the people that need me? You know what I mean? Like where if it's
Yep, everywhere I went.
organizations or yeah or everything. She might be things a part of programs and certain things that she's really saving people's lives, and y'all worried about me being late to a show. What what I mean? What matters? What matters more? Like talk about they're not talking about that stuff, but they want to talk. Probably put her through the media and be like, Lauryn Hill is unprofessional. She's always late to her shows. Like which I can understand, but it's like, bro, like where's the the headlines for Lauryn Hill, doing this and doing that. You know what I mean? It's like they kind of pick and choose of what to talk about. Like oh shoot. Oh damn, my freaking whole thing is falling down. But anyways, kind of like what Nas was saying about the headlines and stuff. They always misconstrue
Yeah,
a lot.
media pick and choose what to
Yeah.
talk about. Whatever's gonna get them clicks, man. That's everything, man. And a lot of people buy into it, and that's how a lot of people think is based off other people's thoughts. Like they don't even know the facts or don't know what the fuck's really going on, and that's a social media fault.
That's my fault. I'm gonna just go into the next track.
I
gotta fix my thing. Like,
I'm dead.
fell
Nah,
down,
go to
but
this
track,
one, boy.
yeah, but track number 10, we got No Phony Love featuring Charlie Wilson. Y'all could
Oh yeah,
start off with this one.
this about that relationships.
Yeah, this is a dope vibe, dope production. Charlie Wilson always does this thing on features, man.
Underrated.
He is that ooh man. That's how you know it's some vibe right coming, man. Like
vibes always a vibe with them.
We're back. Let's go.
You said
Charlie
we're
Wilson
back.
did his thing, man. Do you not hear anything we just said right now, or what?
Yeah, I heard everything. I was just
Okay.
fixing this.
Charlie Wilson does his things on features, man.
Yeah, I mean, this one was pretty cool. I mean, I didn't really. What did I write on here? I mean, it's just about relationships and things like that. I think was I don't really got too much of a line here, but oh, he said you're perfect, but I might just be married to music. It all depends on.
Yeah, I had that.
Oh yeah, no, there was a. Oh yeah, there was a line. Yeah, like no, there was a whole line. Basically, he was saying like, if you don't put too much effort in a relationship, it will fail. Like it won't be up there. So the communication ain't there, and you're more thinking about music than the other person. And then it might not work out basically. So Oh, and I like the intro of the track. He basically said, oh, he's scared like a $150 birdie and above the rim. I was like, dang, like birdie from above the rim, like Tupac. Like
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite like movies I used to play all the time. Like
Favorite.
that's a classic.
it's like classic, when Tupac was, doing movies and stuff. But yeah, I ain't got too much to say after that. But you guys can go.
I'll touch on it then. Yeah, this is actually one of my favorite beats on the album.
Yeah, I thought the
I
beat
like
was really dope.
Yeah, the background vocals as well, with Charlie Wilson in the chorus also. I thought it was dope in the chorus, no phony love, if only love guaranteed trust. It's like, you know what I mean? Because you could fall in love with, whoever it's a girl, but it don't always guarantee trust, you know what I mean? So only if that was like something that was just added on. It's like so that I thought that was dope. And then in the second verse to touch on, I liked actually the second verse, it was like a pause kind of like in the beat. And then when he said she want me very exclusive, and I was just like, as soon as it just dropped, like I thought the second verse was crazy. Just the way he like Hit Boy structured the beat, and Nas came in on it was dope. But yeah, to touch on what Darnell said when he said she want me very exclusive, relationships bound to fail when you barely into it. Stupid in me continuously, I leave it to ruins. You perfect, but I might just be married to music. So that was pretty much the beginning of what the line that Darnell was saying.
Yeah, what I was trying to say.
Yeah, which I thought was super real, because it's true. It's like, sometimes you might be, whatever your passion is, you might be overly passionate into something that you feel like you're more married to that and paying more attention to that, where you're not into your actual relationship with your significant other as much as you should be, putting more effort into. I thought the first and second verse was very good together, the ups and downs of relationships, what he wants in a relationship, and also the things he could do better, like, speaking in that. So I thought it was a very dope track. And I think the beat just tops it off. Like, it's one of the best beats on here.
I agree.
Going on to the next one.
Yeah, we're going to the next one, man.
I'm sure. Track number 11 got Brunch on Sundays featuring Blast.
Brunch,
this was another one.
Sundays.
I don't have that much written, so I'll just finish this off.
Brunch on Sundays.
Yeah, that was a dope track.
I thought this was another one with the fire beat. Same thing, kind of like with Charlie Wilson. Blast with the vocals. He did his like really good. The background vocals is very dope. I had a good vibe to it. This is one of those tracks where I felt like it just like that's really what it was, the vibe. Like, it was just a good, enjoyable song to listen to. This is one of the songs I hope they actually make a music video to.
Be something.
Unless they already have. I don't know, but
I can see him like smoking a cigar, fucking with a glass.
He was talking about, the girl smoking, just a bunch of fine women, just in the music video with it, like you said. Like, I think that's just
like you got a pool in the background and you got a view, and
just enjoyable.
Cigar lit with a glass of where the fuck you sipping on, Don Julio or wherever it is.
Yeah, Don Julio, 1942.
I think they should make a music video to this track. Like, like it would just be an enjoyable one. So
and it was a dope track. I really liked it. I thought, Hit Boy doing his thing, man. Hit Boy's always doing his thing these days. I thought it was a dope vibe. Like, I added it to my 2021 summer playlist, man. So go check that out on Spotify. You can click the link in our link tree. Yeah, it's just, it's one of those things you can just ride to. Like, it's also a track I could feel like I can just have the windows down. If I had a convertible, I could just have the top, the roof missing. Just driving down the interstate on a sunny day.
This is one of those for sure.
Yeah.
What about you, Darnell? How'd you feel about that?
Vibe to it.
Yeah, this is Brunch on Sunday. It's like I went to church this morning, so it's like you eating bread, you giving thanks.
Wait, you singing at the church?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I went to church this morning.
Man, the Panther game was on at 10. So when did you get out?
I got out about like 12.
Shame on you, bro.
That's normal.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's normal. Hey, if you go to church, you worry about
the Panther game with me, man. What the hell? You promised.
I'm praising the Lord, man.
You promised to watch the Panther game with me, man.
Hey, he's making sure that none of those players get injured on your team, man.
Yeah,
he probably got hurt, so his prayers and do shit.
Nah, but Nah. Just to close up this track though. Nah, I like first of all, I like Blast as a person, as a record.
Yeah, Blast is dope.
You know, musical record. Like he good. He's good. He's definitely blowing up in the music industry. Basically, the flow was good. The beat's good. Yeah, it's like pretty much a grind record. You know, you eating good with your family and count your blessings.
Facts. Definitely count your blessings. Go to track number 12, Count Me In.
Count me
And
in.
once again, Hit Boy just going in on all these beats. I had what I have written down. Okay, so I believe it was Nas in the second verse. When he said, "Ain't worried about none of them. They bleed how I bleed. Suffering from the symptoms of King's disease. Can't let the bright lights go to your head." And then, then he said, "I'll watch my day ones go to the feds. Fifth Ave, they snatch your bags with the double C's. They itching to up and squeeze. Shit is not 100 till a nigga see 100 B's. Seen ego and greed take over and kill 100 kings." I thought this was a dope track as far as, with the whole King's disease, gluttony and greed and things like that, but also kind of talking about, pride. I know that's a big, with the 7 deadly sins and stuff like that. Like that's a big, like ego and pride, like that like really made a lot of people lose their lives when they didn't have to, without even thinking about that. Like it's such a deep concept, you know what I mean? But and seeing a lot of people being just the greed gets you, especially with a lot of people in the industry and things like that. Like he's talking about, seeing a lot of people, like start getting greedy, and once you start following Satan and things like that. And it's like like I know he mentioned that, I don't know if it was specifically the song, but I know he mentioned that in one of the songs. And seeing a lot of people kind of go that route and just tear them apart basically. And even people in the streets from the higher ups to just a street level. Now once you let that ego get to you, and to that agree, bro, it's like that really, like a lot of people die based off just from
There's
that.
a lot of
Like
motherfuckers that got agreed.
yeah,
A lot of
you know what I
motherfuckers with
mean?
egos.
And even just your pride, like someone do something to you or whatever, and like, or your girl or some dude, hits your girl or whatever, and you're just like, man, you can't put your pride to the side, and you're like, you got to exact revenge, or you got to get back. It's like, bro, when you could have just let it go, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's just better to. This goes for everyone. Sometimes it's just better to let go before you make a fatal mistake. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is it really that serious?
You know
To
what I
take
mean?
it that.
Yeah. So that's just real, man. So I like this song just from that aspect, and the concept of it, of what Nas was talking about in this track. But
yeah, you pretty much summed up, everything about it. I thought that was
damn near
deep
right.
meaning. A deep meaning to it.
You pretty much did
Had a
at
deep
that
meaning
point.
to it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just talking about the pride and greed. The people in the music industry and pretty much in life. People could be trying to be greedy off your success, and that turns into jealousy, and then that turns into haters and all that. So that's pretty much it on this record.
I agree.
Nice. All right, we're going to track number 13. We got Composure featuring Hit Boy himself.
Not just produce, man. You got a Hit Boy feature on this bitch.
Hit Boy, he flowing on his mug. He was flowing. He was rapping hard, bro.
And to me, he had the better. He actually had the better verse, in my opinion. Off this
body the track. That's all I'm
saying.
He
had
the
better verse, in my opinion. But that's not what it's about. It's not about competition. It's just he's supposed to shine on it. You know what I mean? He had one verse on the song. He better have a better verse. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. Like, if you're gonna have that one verse, you better.
It was well written, well deserved, well sounded.
And I was actually happy about that, because me and Darnell, we talk about this a lot, bro. Like, we've been fans of Hit Boy for so long and seeing his progression. Like, people forget that he's one of the best rappers out. Like, actually now, in my opinion, like, yeah, as a producer, we know we could do as a producer, but as a rapper, like, dude could really rap like on an actual like lyrical level. Like, a lot of people I feel like don't give him the
shine,
because he's a producer. It's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's kind of that Kanye thing in the beginning when Kanye could really rap, but it's like, he's just a producer. I feel like Hit Boy's kind of getting that level. Like, people know he can rap, but I feel like they don't give him the credit as a rapper. So I'm happy that Hit Boy got a verse, because I know he didn't get one on the last album. Of course, he did the whole album, so it doesn't really matter. But to get a verse, I'm happy. Yeah, I was just happy to hear that he got a verse. And what I had written down was his first from his first verse when he was talking about put my soul in every song with limited support. Focus on the output, not the outcome. Big God is my source. Spirit of excellence is in my genetics. Complexities come with my complexion. Um, then he talked about y'all be too proud to do the devil's work. It's kind of going back to what I was saying in the other one, but I thought that was very dope of just talking about pinning us all into music with with not that much support, and just focus on like for instance us. It's like what I mean, just let's not focus on the outcome. It's like let's just keep putting out the work, and we'll get, and it'll all end up coming back to us. You know what I mean? And then the spirit of excellence in his genetics. You know what I mean? Just passed down from passed down from his family, things like that. And then the complexities come with my complexion. To me, that's a fire line. Like just the problems that come from just being black. You know what I mean? In America and things like that. Like to me, that line. I mean, Hit Boy's verse, bro, is just like you could show someone that alone and just show them that without showing them that it's Hit Boys.
Yeah,
They'd be
Hit
like,
Boy.
oh damn, Nas is going crazy. Be like, that was Hit Boy's verse. They'd be like, oh shit, you know what I mean? So it's like Hit Boy after hearing that verse too, people gotta recognize Hit Boy could really rap, man.
He could rap, produce, and you put him on the first verse of that track too.
Exactly, and he killed it. Like
you heard that's the lyrics, how you body. That's how you body.
Yeah, like Hit Boy,
you body.
He knew. Talk about the excitement, like he understood it. Like he's like, okay, I got you, Nas. He been in the studio with Nas for 2 years. We say like he learned, probably picked up.
Bro, he learned so much. He probably learned how to write more story, there's so much advice he would have gave him during that time.
And then the outro too. I know with what's his name, Shaka Senghor. I know he's out there. I believe he was in prison for like 19 years or something like that. I read, and I seen like a tweet I think he put. I kind of looked him up because I didn't know about him, and he was just saying for like being in prison for 19 years, then coming out and being on a #1 album, on Nas. I'm like, man, like, I mean, dope to hear that. Like, a round of applause to him, and the speech that he had just to keep your composure and believe in yourself at the end, super deep. I was like, shit, I guess he's an author too. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to go check it. After that speech, I'm like, I'm gonna have to get one of them books, man. see what he's on. Yeah, fact. So that was dope, man. This is actually one of my favorite songs. That was super
good.
One
of my favorites.
Guys got anything to add to it or?
Nah, every track at the end is all my favorite.
Yeah,
all my favorite.
We got 2 more tracks left. Track 14, My Bible. Another favorite, I believe. And with the beat, it had that bounce to it. Also with the organ piano, kind of like had that little church vibe to it in the background when he brought in the organ piano. And it had the drums on top of it. Hit Boy is super dope. This is another one that I felt like was kind of like the Lauryn Hill verse, where I couldn't really write down specific things because it was too much. This is to me the like one of the deepest songs on the album. In that vintage Nas,
I like how he started each verse as a chapter.
Yeah, like as if it was a Bible. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like a
chapter. Like first chapter, second chapter.
Yeah, it's like a Bible. It was like a big old scripture. Like
verses are like scriptures, man.
It was like a scripture he just wrote. Nah, the production is fire. The storytelling, the message. I mean, I don't think there's more I need to add to that. Play the track on your own time. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. I know I like Caleb. Do you have anything to add to it?
Oh no, go ahead.
All right, I just want to talk about.
Get off your chest, man. Let you get descriptive, man.
Yeah, I know. I like the deep ones.
Get deep.
I just like.
I like hearing it.
I just like in the beginning, when he was talking about, a chapter called Men, and then going to the next verse, and also kind of like, for men, like, sticking to the morals and things like that, and kind of straying from that, and start doing, just, different things, I mean, when they could have just stuck to their morals and kind of, and just kind of, just put your faith in God and just, keep going with that. Um, and I really liked the last verse though. I think that was probably the most important verse. Was I mean the chapter called "Woman." You know what I mean? Uh, just having like pretty much what a man is missing. Is a woman's intuition, and talking about their wisdom. Um, you know what I mean? Their strength, and their power to make a house, a real home. You know what I mean? Just a lot of stuff that we wouldn't be able to do without them. I think shout out to Nas for that. I think that was just a really dope verse to kind of end it with that. You know what I mean? Just with women, just a super huge empowerment. You know what I mean? Which I feel like a lot more rappers could do. Because at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of rappers are here. You see them with their moms or like the red carpet, everything. But then I just heard your song where you talking about, what I mean, doing some crazy stuff to her, pimping out some woman or something. It's like, bro, like you over here with your mom on the red carpet, but you're talking about, what I mean? I just
Talking
don't
about
really
this
like, yeah, it's like,
disrespectful
man,
shit.
you know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like if you have a mother who's really been there all for you, you shouldn't be talking about those type of things in your raps. You feel me? But, who am I? That's on them. So shout out to Nas though.
I agree.
Yeah, no, it's fire. Flame.
Man, it's track 14. We one more track left, man.
Yeah. And track
I thought
15, it's not Nas is like, it's Nas is good.
it's
Yeah,
not life is good, it's Nas is good.
Yeah, a lot of facts on that too. You want to start off with this one? It's the outro track, man. So
Yeah, this is dope. I thought it was a dope outro track. I really like the instrumental to this one.
you got anything to add on, Darnell?
I like how it's a great way to end the track. I mean, sorry, track, not meant record. Great way to end the project. I mean, just I just love this project as a whole, as far as the production, bringing back that old Nas into the new Nas, into being versatile. Um, it just played a whole factor. And I like the second half of the project. I think that's what made me love it. It's just the way it started at first, and then just pretty much the way it ended. It felt great. So Nas did his thing.
Yeah. I think starting with the intro track when he talking about the pressure that was put on him like throughout his life, and then ending it with the outro like this, pretty much saying I'm good. Even like because you go through life, what I mean, just pretty much just hanging in there and counting your blessings, and life is good. So it's like I like how Nas started off with the pressure to end it off with I'm like I'm good. Don't worry, Nas is good. Um, he dropped a lot of knowledge too. When he said like Rome came into Kemet and they stole the essence before they watered it down and taught us bogus lessons written in stone. Write whatever in your history books. Me and ancient Egyptian skin tone has similar looks. Then after that, it talked about traveling to Egypt and things like that. Like I thought it was just dope how they kind of stole or kind of, I guess you could say, try to erase the history and turn it into something else. You know what I mean? Like in our history books, things that we learned in public schools and things like that. It's like, none of it. And then when you grow up, you're like, man, this ain't even, none of this is is real at all. You know what I mean? It's like what did what I mean, to kind of brainwash us in a way when you think about it. So I thought that was dope. And pretty much saying, it's written in stone, like our history is written in stone, so it's there forever. You could write whatever you want in the history books. It's all, what I mean. So you could write whatever. We know our history is over here written in stone. So,
While you
and
printing out
then
bullshit.
yeah, exactly. And then the second verse, he just said, "My past story full of sins. Somehow I got to cleanse," and that just goes back to saying, like the entire album. A lot of it he was talking about. His crew and a lot of things that they were doing back in the days and this and that, a lot of sins that, none of us are perfect, and he's alive now, and he, was able to, get a cleanse, I guess you could say, or he said. So I thought that was dope. And just kind of, I guess you could say, like it just ended the album perfect to me with this, as far as the concepts and things he was talking about in this outro track. So yeah, it was solid overall. But yeah, before we or before we go into the next one, do you guys want to? You guys have anything else to say with the outro, or move on to the last part? Because I got one more thing that I'm gonna start adding to the album reviews.
Go ahead, man. What we had?
Just like the J. Cole one, I'm gonna start adding these top 3 tracks off the album. Just so far, like you could go back to the album, you might choose something else. But what are your top 3 tracks as of right now? Finishing the album, doing the review. What are your top 3 tracks?
Who going first?
You can go first.
Let me see. Let me pull up the track list. I got it right here. Moments, composure. I said composure, composure.
Composure, yeah.
It was composure. Oh, okay. I thought I was wrong. Yeah, moments. Dang, I don't. Oh, actually, no. Dang, I say moments, nobody, in my Bible. That's the top 3.
That's a good 3. That's a good 3. What about you, Caleb? You got yours?
They're all mid.
They're all mid.
YB and Namir is better, and I'm gonna stand by it. Nah, I'm kidding.
You trolling?
Nah, I think tracks 9 through 11 in that order.
9 through 11.
Oh, what? Nobody, No Funny Love, and Brunch on Sundays?
I like it.
See,
As you can see, everybody's saying the last.
Yeah. I would say probably. I would say Nobody. My Bible, I'll probably put up there. The last one is tough. Because there's a lot of good songs like Store Runner's good, Death Row East. I'll probably just stick with those 2 for now. Nobody, My Bible. I just feel like from track number 7 to 15, I'll just claim that because that's when it started going crazy. But to go back to the last thing, pretty much is the rating. This is what ends it all for all of our album reviews is the rating. I personally feel like, well, no, I'm not. I don't know yet. I'm still figuring it out. What did you guys rate the album? Anyone got theirs finished? Out of 10. Oh yeah, by the way, we rated out of 10 for anyone who's watching. So
10 what? 10 stars?
Stars.
Like all of our, you know how album reviews are out of 10. What do you rate it out of 10?
I give it 10 stars, 10 cookies, 10.
I give it a 9 out of 10.
Cookies.
I give it a 9 out of 10.
What about you, Caleb?
I will give it. Darnell said 9.
Yeah,
9 out of 10. 9. Give it a 9.
I'll give it 9.5.
Ooh.
Nah. Do I really want to give it 9.5 though?
That's
why not a 10?
You're almost a 10.
Might as well give it a 10.
I want to give it a 9. I'll give it a 9.
You might just. For me, I gave it a.
I give it 9.
What do you got? What are your reasonings for?
Why it's a 9?
There's maybe. I don't think it's a 10. I just don't got the feeling that it'd be a 10. Maybe it's just too early.
Too early. We're only in August, bro. There's so many.
Well, that has to do with it. It's just too early because the album just dropped, not because of what month it is.
No, I mean, well, my reason is it's too early to say it's a 10, and it is definitely the top albums I will listen to throughout this whole year. But given the fact that, I think maybe, I don't know, some of the features could have been different. I don't know.
Yeah, for me, my rating was 8.5. I personally like this album better than the first King Disease. And just, same thing. Nas, super good storyteller, very descriptive, because he's so good at doing the, dropping knowledge, but also having like that luxurious lifestyle, the bars, kind of painting a picture of the lifestyle. And then you got Hit Boy doing his thing. Again, for the second time, showing why he's one of the top producers in the game. Super versatile as a producer and just a well-rounded producer, can make any type of beat and make it cater to any type of artist that's out there. But for that, I give it an 8.5. just because I feel like I feel like I just can't really give it a crazy rating just because of a lot of work and Nas's body of work. But yeah, I probably would have given the first King Disease like a 7.5, and then this one an 8.5. So it's to me, I feel like this is just tops it off. Like this is really super good album, and 8.5 is a great rating anyway. So yeah, that's it, man. But yeah, I don't know, man. After we finished the album review, at least we got through it. It's been so long since we did album review, so some parts were awkward because we haven't done it in so long.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Shout out to
We'll get
Nas.
more out.
Shout out to Hit Boy, for real doing their thing. We're happy that we're able to do this review. And definitely we'll have more reviews to come. Anyone that's watching, go check out our previous reviews. We had J. Cole, the off season. I know we had Benny the Butcher, which was also with Hit Boy. Freddie Gibbs album, Nipsey, Victory Lap. We had
Nipsey.
Problem, and I believe those are all of our 6 albums that we reviewed so far. And we definitely have more to come. Go check out our Twitter and go check out that giveaway, man. Make sure you subscribe so you can follow the giveaway and show us a reply, all that good stuff. And just make sure you go listen to this album. We got a 9, and an 8.5. Those type of ratings, make sure that you gotta listen to it now with those type of ratings. We didn't give it no 6, we didn't get nothing, so that means it's worth the listen. Go check it out. You guys got anything to add on?
I don't know, good man.
No.
Just look forward to more album reviews. We're gonna start putting out more, be more consistent. We got a couple big albums coming up too, so you can look forward to that. You got the giveaway still going, like we said in the beginning of the show, man. So it's a huge giveaway, man. And to be honest, I feel like it would be blowing up more by now, but it is what it is, and if it keeps going, it keeps going. You got time still, so if you're watching this right now, you're watching the replay, take advantage of that. 'Cause it's all free, man. We ain't asking you to pay. We ain't asking you to pay for shipping. It's all free, man. We got you on that. So
and we will be live tomorrow anyway, so we'll talk about more. Cover our album. So yeah, we'll be right back tomorrow. So don't forget to tune in tomorrow as well. And that's it, man. That's it for the podcast. Hope everyone be safe. And see y'all tomorrow.
Have a great Sunday. See y'all tomorrow for episode 26?
26. Yes, sir.
All right, y'all.
Yes, sir. See y'all.
Have a great night.